Good evening, everyone. I just made a realization and I didn't want to type it out. I wanted to share it with you face to face. So here it is. A lot of us go through this arduous time when when we think we have our twin in our clutches, they slipped right through our fingers again. And I think that I've figured out why this is happening. Um, I really was hell bent on figuring this thing out. And I let go of it for just a split second, and as soon as I did, it just came right to me. Um, when both twins are going along in their life, maybe they met, maybe they haven't, but either way, they're going along in their life, both choosing to not follow their spiritual path. So everything is pretty much balanced. So they're both going along and following their earthly endeavors, and they're content. That's where I was before I realized who my twin is. I was content with the person that I was with. I loved him. It wasn't the perfect harmonious relationship, but I loved him, and I felt like that's who I was going to be with for the remainder of my life. But things started to get unpleasant between us. There started to be some emotional abuse and that kind of thing. So I decided to retreat within and really get a renewed grasp on who I am. And I was more passionate about this than ever before. So when I did, the balance that my twin and I were going along at the same pace in each of our lives threw us off balance when I decided to follow my inner calling. So even though we've visited, even though we've had intimate time together, even though we've, had moments that were very harmonious, all in all, our energy has been completely out of balance because it's like one person with two different shoes on, and you've got one who's wearing a sandal or a really lightweight exercise shoe or whatever, and then on the other one you've got the steel-toed boot that's kind of dragging along. So what happens when you discover this is, okay, well, there's two choices here. We each can continue going along with the light shoe on one foot and the heavy laden shoe on the other foot and kind of clunking along the rest of our lives. Or one of us can do what we need to do to match the other one. Okay? So here's where it comes into play that other teachers have taught when they say the more enlightened twin is the more responsible of the two twins and are responsible for pulling the other twin up. So I have figured out the semantics of this, and it's absolutely fabulous. So I guess you'd call it semantics. I don't even know. I'm just so excited I don't even care if I use the right word. Okay, so once the more enlightened twin who's already on their path discovers what has to happen in order to bring the twins into harmony, the knowledge in and of itself has the power. You know that old phrase, knowledge is power. That knowledge is what enables the enlightened twin to help balance out the lesser, and I'm not going to say unenlightened because I believe that every pair of twin flames are both enlightened on some level if they've had any interaction about their connection at all. So the lesser of the two enlightened people is going to feel pulled into the vortex once the other person already arrives there. So my coming into this realization is validating a lot for me. It's validating what I was told in a dream a couple of weeks ago, that our union is sealed. It validates what happened to me in another lucid dream, in which I met mine and my twin's higher self. Whew, I almost said his name by mistake. Um, it it validates so much for me. So let's just see what happens in my union with my twin as a result of my coming